a terrorist and a war criminal. ADF attacking Nyabugando school children does not show ADF getting stronger. Because I had some people saying, oh, ADF is getting stronger. No. Attacking those children did not, cannot be strength. It actually shows that the ADF was defeated long ago. By the time they committed the atrocities of Chubarara Seminary and Ikshwamba Technical School on the 16th of August, 1997, and the 8th of June, 1998, respectively, they were already defeated. That's what I want you, the people of Uganda, to know. That ADF was defeated long ago. By the time they started doing these acts, they were already defeated. It meant then, and it means now, attacking those unarmed people, Nyabugando, Kiburara, Stramba, it meant then, that time, and it means now, that they could not attack anybody armed with a gun. They cannot attack anybody armed with a gun. The only one they can attack is the unarmed one. That is weakness, not strength. If you can only attack unarmed people, then you cannot say that you are strong. When the ADF launched their first attack on Mpondwe on the 13th of November, 1996, fully supported and armed with guns by Mobutu and Bashir of Sudan, 1,200 of them. Their aim was to capture Mpondwe, which they did for a few days, proceed and capture Kasese airstrip so that Bashir lands weapons for them, and then, in coordination with Kony in the north, they would proceed to attack Kampala and overthrow the NRM government. That's what they planned. The attack on Mpondwe was to tackle us from the rear and give us a final blow. What happened? The ADF was blocked by the smaller forces near Mpondwe and contained there. After a few days, a massive counterattack was launched by the UPDF. 400 ADFs were killed, and the whole group was dispersed. They now shifted to mainly rural terrorism, targeting unarmed civilians again. I can only remember a few cases where they attacked the detachments of the UPDF. We are to therefore build the anti-terrorism capacity of the country. Now, building this anti-terrorism capacity meant 4 measures. Here I have used the word targets, but it's the same thing. So the 4 measures which we put in place. Measure number 1, stop the ADF, Kony, and all those rebel groups from capturing power, because that's what they wanted, to capture power. So measure number 1, don't allow them to capture power, to capture political power. Number 2, stop them from controlling any part of Uganda. You remember when we were fighting for the whole period, for 4 years out of 5, the NRA was controlling the Ruero Triangle. So, number one, don't allow ADF, don't allow COIN and those groups to capture power. Number two, don't allow them to control any territory in Uganda. Number three, stop them from interfering with human to go back to their homes. Because you remember at one time, they had created a situation where people couldn't stay in the villages and had to run to the IDPs. So we had now to ensure that people did not live in IDPs, they went back to their homes. So that was measure number three. And number four, stop them from committing atrocities in Uganda like the one of Nyabugando. Because when you block them on all the other ones, then because of the weakness and because of their bankruptcy, that's why they think, if we cannot attack barracks, we cannot attack police, we cannot attack, let's kill people. Unarmed people, soft targets, so that the government is blamed and we can show that the government is not protecting the people. So that is now aim number 4 of our counterinsurgency strategy. By 2007, all these 4 had been achieved. All the 4 had been achieved. Couldn't capture power, couldn't control territory, could not, the other one was number 3, not force people to go to IDPs, and number 4, no massacres of unarmed people. By 2007, all these 4 had been achieved. The last desperate effort was in 2007, when 100 of them entered Uganda from Congo, and 87 of them were killed by the commandos in Semliki National Park. They had come to sabotage the Commonwealth. You remember 2007, we had the Commonwealth meeting. So apparently their incursion that time was to sabotage the Commonwealth meeting of that year by committing terrorist atrocities that would scare delegates from coming. Since that time, they could no longer send groups into Uganda. Mark all those words. Because every word I have written here, I wrote it myself, and it means... So from 2007, they could no longer send groups into Uganda. They now tried to concentrate on individuals. Now, if you cannot send a group, then the next struggle is send an individual. Because we in the army, when we talk of a group, you mean a section, 12 people. A platoon, about 40 people. A company, about, it used to be 146, but these now have made it bigger. I think the company is now bigger. So, from 2007, when that group of 100 was wiped out, they could no longer send a group into Uganda. Now, if you can't send a group, then how about individuals? They don't come as a group, but they come as individuals. Individuals, which is another challenge to deal with. When somebody is no longer sending, I'm no longer sending a section, I'm no longer sending a platoon because when I send, they are noticed and wiped out. So what do? Let me try now to send individuals. They now try to concentrate on sending individuals that would plant bombs. You remember the bombs? The bombs. That would plant the bombs. They planted a total of 34 bombs. You remember those bombs they were planting in the bus? But using individuals. I come alone, Nabanja comes alone, Badiomus comes alone, and we meet somewhere. Infiltrate from Congo to Uganda individually now. And those were the ones now planting the bombs. One person, 2 people planting the bomb. We however, eliminated all those bombing efforts by arresting or killing all those involved within Uganda. So that campaign of individual infiltration and planting bombs was also defeated. So ADF can no longer send a group, they can no longer send individuals to plant bombs. So what would the ADF now remained in Congo. This is where the anti-NRM foreign agents based in the Monitor paper become a comic group. There is a paper called Monitor. That Monitor is full of foreign agents. And I have now sent people to analyze them. We know who they are now and for whom they are working. They are foreign agents. So the Monitor newspaper, remember, I didn't come with the headlines. Headline, oh, terrible, Uganda has collapsed now. There were those headings of Monitor recently. You could trace them. This is where the anti-NRM foreign agents based in the Monitor paper become a comic group. They're a comic. Bakusesa. When the incident like the one of Nyabugando unfortunately occurs, they come up, security in Uganda has collapsed. etc. Now, what is the plan of these wonderful people? Is it to shift Uganda from the Great Lakes and put it where? Because you hear, we have eliminated ADF from Uganda. They can no longer operate in the rural areas. They don't control territory. They are in Congo. But from Congo, they can no longer infiltrate groups. They can no longer even easily infiltrate individuals. But we are still here. We have not shifted Uganda to take it to, I don't know where I would put it, which is safe. Middle East? Magara Uganda? Palestine? Our Monitor. Uganda to Victoria Wakati. France, all those places have their problems. So for us, we are here in Uganda and in the Great Lakes. Ateba kusigara wano, atetubadde wano, all these millennia. So therefore, although we defeated ADF, ADF was still in the neighborhood. And in the neighborhood, we can't shift Uganda from here and put it where. So we had to struggle. we could not shift to Uganda, and instead we fortified here by having a strong army and intelligence service. The question is, how do you ensure total security in the continent of Africa, where colonialism ensured excessive political balkanization? Because that's the challenge. You stabilize within Uganda, like for instance Karamoja, we have the same problem. You stabilize within Karamoja, but the guns remain in Turkana in Kenya. And some other guns remain with Topotha in South Sudan. And some other guns remain with Pokot in Kenya. So, what do? You must see how to handle that situation. And I will tell you how we have been handling all these situations. And this is all because of the political balkanization, the fragmenting of Africa into these small states. Because a country like the United States, you have got one political authority, one management, from New York up to California. That is, you take 4 hours by plane to go from New York to California. It is like from here to Johannesburg, to Pretoria. All that land and people are under one political authority. So if there is security to be handled, it is handled by one authority. But here, from here, 20 kilometers from here, another political authority. So you have got so many authorities. So when you defeat the terrorists here, they go to shift to where you don't have authority to act. And that's what you, the young people, should be talking about. That's what we were dealing with when we were growing up. The integration of Africa. But now, operating where we are now, where the political landscape is fragmented, what do we do? If you have the right ideological orientation, you do what the NRM has done in Uganda by ensuring the following. Number one, a strong army that can fight any type of war. I can assure you, anybody who brings any type of war here, we shall defeat him, whoever he is. Whoever he is. Big or small, we shall defeat him. So number one, that's medicine number one for all this. Number two, a strong intelligence service that uses both human and technical means to detect and locate the enemies within the borders of Uganda and in some cases outside Uganda. So that is the second medicine. The third one, maximum political cohesion within the country based on the broad-based legitimate interests of the people. To have as many people united as possible. And in Uganda, people are really united. There are a few traitors who are always going to the embassies. We know them. We are following them. They are also supporting the economy of Uganda by drinking coffee in the embassies. So, because they really go there and the embassies have budget to feed these wonderful people, but we follow them who try to encourage this. But the majority of the people are together. So that broad-based cohesion. Then number 4, this is where now the Vazukuru you could come in. Pan-African efforts to work with sister African countries on matters of common interest, such as trade, etc., including security. So therefore, the medicine of the NRM to peace is number 1, a strong army. Number 2, a strong intelligence service, human and technical. Number 3, maximum possible political cohesion. I'm saying maximum possible. If there are those who don't want to be with us, we forget about them. Ayo musoga koba ntekisobose ochikoze. You have done it. Uniting as many people as possible. And then, number 4, the Pan-African cooperation. Pan-African cooperation. Because these people are not in Uganda. They are somewhere else. So you try to work with the government of those countries to handle the issue. This is how the NRM has turned Uganda into an island of peace in the region where Uganda is not generating refugees and is instead receiving the highest number of refugees in Africa, and number 3 in the whole world. So now we have Chikopo to Kituti. We are number 1 in the number of refugees in Africa, and number 3 in the whole world. In Africa, we have gold medal for refugees. In the whole world, we have got bronze for refugees. And Uganda does not have refugees outside. There are no Ugandans. By 1986, Uganda was number 4 in the whole world in the export of refugees. We were competing with Afghanistan, with, I think, Ethiopia, and Sudan. We were number 4. But now, we don't have any political refugee outside. All our people who were outside, many of them as refugees, became diaspora. They're no longer refugees, diaspora, because they can come back anytime they want. They are staying there voluntarily. They are not staying there because they are not forced. So Uganda, instead of becoming an export, a refugee-generating country, is now a refugee-receiving country. And why? Because of the measures I've put here. A strong army, a strong intelligence service, maximum possible political cohesion, but also Pan-African efforts. By relying on a strong army, a reasonably strong intelligence service, and maximum political cohesion possible, the NRM has been able to keep the ADF away from Uganda ever since their defeat in Semliki Valley in 2007. However, the ADF were there in Congo. Although their growth is not dramatic, they don't grow. ADF doesn't grow. They can't grow. Because groups which could grow like Fronasa, when we were fighting Idi Amin, ADF does not grow. However, the ADF were there in Congo, although their growth is not dramatic, but the Congo government of His Excellency Kabila, supported by some regional and international actors, gave them free tenancy in North Kivu and Ituri. They were mining gold, selling timber, harvesting people's cocoa, collecting taxes, extorting money from people, etc., etc. They were modestly growing and with money. They also developed linkages with other terrorists like Al-Qaeda. However, all this does not mean much for the NRM, UPDF. We will always defeat any anti-Ugandan terrorist group within the right conditions, given the right conditions. In spite of the modest growth and free territory the Kabila government gave them, they could not enter Uganda in force. What I've already said, they could not enter Uganda in force, by section, by platoon, by company, at all. They could not enter Uganda in groups at all, and could infiltrate individuals with a lot of difficulty, like the ones who killed General Katumba's daughter. Those came as individuals, and that's how they managed to come. Now, given this, should we and can we close the border with Congo, like the Israelis built a wall between Israel and Palestine? Because you know the Israelis built a wall. They built a wall between Israel and Lebanon. I was watching on the news, there was something on the wall yesterday, on that wall, between Lebanon and Israel. And then they built a wall between Palestine, West Bank, and Israel. Should we and can we close the border with Congo like the Israelis built a wall between Israel and Palestine? Who would lose most, apart from the issue of the cost of for the war? Uganda earns US $606 million per year by exporting it to Congo. All this would be lost. Besides, we would harm and annoy our people and the Congolese people that live on the borders. These are the same people, Bakonjo, Banande, Banyoro, Batoro, Batuku, Bahema, Banyamboga, Arurs, Rugubara, Lendu, Kakwa. That's why I always ask Anita whether she's Ugandan or Congolese. You should ask Anita. She will tell you the story. Mm-hmm. The Kinyarwanda speakers, the ones of Kisoro and the ones of Rushuru, etc. Recently at Chankwanzi, I met a delegation of Congolese members of parliament. To solve the problem of translation, since I did not have a French speaker on my side, I spoke in Runyoro Rutoro, and the Honorable Tobasima Atenyi, MP for one of the constituencies in Ituri, Congo, translated to the others. So I was speaking in Runyoro Rutoro, and Tobasima was translating to the French speakers. There was also an MP from Mahagi, who is an Arur speaker, with whom I exchanged my little Arur, Nedi, Afoyo Bino, who were exchanging. With Dr. Mona, the MP from Mahagi, they continued blasting off in Luo. They forgot about us. They became Luo now. We don't know what they were discussing, whether they wanted to kill us or what. But if they want to kill, I can understand that one. My rule has improved. Neko. When I hear Neko, I know. So when you hear Onek, Neko, all those, that is killing now. These are the people that would close off if we tried to physically seal the border. So the question of seeing the border is out. Sealing the border is out. How could people enter Uganda? Because I saw some people commenting about this incident of Nyabugando. How could these people enter Uganda? They entered only 2 kilometers. And entering 2 kilometers is really, you cannot stop it because so many people are crossing that border and in so many places. These are people that would close off if we try to physically seal the border. Cut off the toll because it has been invaded by Jiga. When a Jiga goes into your foot, then you cut it off. That's not good. No. The NRM patiently removes the Jiga and preserves the toll. Therefore, closing the borders, building walls is out. The only ways are, number one, to crush the ADF, kuhura, like you thresh millet. When you club the millet with a big club, it's called okuhura. Oktokora. Oktokora is like if something fell in a leaf fell in my tea here, I would oktokora, I would remove it. I don't know what they call it in Uganda, to remove. Like remove something that has fallen in your tea. Kuraza, in the hunting, you watch the animal and you see where it has entered. That is kuraza. And kutoza is to track. Kutoza is to follow the track of an animal. Fortunately, with the coming of His Excellency Tshisekedi to power, he was more cooperative. He allowed us, since the 31st of November 2021, to kuhura, thresh the ADF. It had good results because the ADF had foolishly gathered in big camps, confident that they were invulnerable and no force could reach them. Now, I don't know whether my people here can show us the videos of those people.
Your Excellency, sir, I'm Captain Collins Tumwebaze, Coordinator of Aerial Surveillance and Reconnaissance, Operation Shuja, together with Lieutenant Agri Beinomulisha, pilot and system operator. I will first interpret that video. In the video, we are using thermosensors, so the image depends on the difference in temperatures. So black objects seen in that video reflect hot bodies like human beings and fire frames, while white background reflects vegetation or forest cover, which is a bit cold compared to the human beings and flames.
Okay.
However,
okay, thank you. Let me what this army officer is saying. Put it back. Put that thing. Yeah. What he's saying is that these are cameras in the sky capturing ADF camps in Congo at night. This is at night. And the other video which was there, you can see the trees. You can see here you can see the trees. Bring it back near. Bring the, who is controlling the, you control it, you the one who knows. Now you freeze it there, freeze it. Stop moving. Now you can see there, white up, because these cameras, they are using the body temperature, the temperature of things. So the white things, if you see carefully, they are leaves. They have the shapes of leaves. If you watch carefully, those are trees. The black things under are human beings. Yeah. The black things are human beings. Go to the other one. Now, watch hiyo kwanza. Hold on that. First show us there was the one white, where the people were white. Go back.
There.
You can see there, those are human beings. The white things, they are human beings, and there's even fire. Is fire?
Yes, sir.
Fire. But there was one which was showing buildings also, a building.
There is another one. It comes in the next video.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
So now, okay, now so there you can see the human beings under the trees. Now, once His Excellency Tshisekedi allowed us, we applied the medicine which you will see. You put the guns firing. Show the BM firing, not the vehicle. Put the vehicle back. Put the vehicle. Don't move it.
Freeze it.
Freeze it there. Let it fire, but in one place. Okay, that is now the medicine for these groups. So these camps were hit by when His Excellency Tshisekedi allowed us. Can you show us the same camps after being hit? After being hit, we saw them when they were with the people. Show us when they were hit. That is after. Oh. There are no people anymore. So the trees have mainly, what is that white? Those are trees again?
Yes, those are trees, and then there is a column of soldiers, of ADF remnants, reorganizing near that building there.
I can see them moving actually.
Yes, sir.
But it's not so clear. So, here in my booklet, I have a number of pictures which you will see in the booklet. Pictures of the camps of ADF before the attack and after. I have them here. Now, then, there are also pictures of the victims of ADF in Congo. Show us those pictures. The people they killed, the massacres, like the one of Nyabugando. Those are all dead bodies massacred by ADF. In Congo, that's what they have been doing. You can see those scars. Put back the other one, that one there. Those are people's heads. People's heads. In Congo, that's what they have been doing. All these years, from 2003 up to now. Continue. Those are victims again. Those are children killed. Children, you see how they cut children? Those are vehicles destroyed, people killed. I think people killed, the vehicles burnt. People killed, no, those are weapons we captured. We captured from them. Vehicles, weapons captured from them. Weapons captured from them. I think that's a camp where our people had entered there or something. Weapons captured. Now, that one is an ADF big commander from Tanzania. He was a Tanzanian, killed. Now these are the Wananchi of Congo having gone back to their homes, no longer in camps. I think they were having a rally or something. More pictures. Those are Wananchi now back. Now, apparently, that's one of the camps, IDP camp, without people now. Okay, go on. Any other pictures? That's the last? Okay? Okay, thank you very much. So, you saw those terrible pictures. What the ADF has been doing in Congo, and you see the Wananchi now back in their villages, in the area where we have operated with the Congo army. Now, after repeated kuhura, the pounding, like you saw, how we were destroying those camps. Because here, to summarize, what I was showing you was two things. Number one, the ability of your army to see where these terrorists are by day or by night. They have the capacity to see, as long as we are allowed by the neighbors to do so. So the seeing is not a problem. The Nkonyogo, the Mjugujugu, the stones to throw at these terrorists once they are seen is not a problem. They will be destroyed. What we showed you was just one of the systems. There's many other systems. Even the terrorists in Somalia, we can reach them from Uganda here with our aircraft, provided Kenya allows us to refuel on our way back. So the army has got a very big capacity to see and to destroy, as long as the terrorists try to be in big groups. After repeated Kuhura, and remember the Kuhura is like the other of threshing immediate, the ADF has done two things. Shifted to beyond the Beni Eringeti Commander Bunya Roar and broken in smaller groups, which they hope are not easy to see. And some individuals hiding in the trading centers. They also entertain shallow ideas like, let us send smaller groups inside Uganda to kill people so that these Bakafiri, that's what those stupid boys called Ugandans, that we are Bakafiri. These Bakafiri relax their pressure on us in Congo. Unfortunately for the ADF, the Bakafiri, the indigenous people of Uganda, regardless of their religions, have enough troops to hunt ADF up to Mbandaka in Congo, if the Congo government allows us, and also guard the rear in Uganda. The problem of ADF has been military only for the period between 1996 and 2007, when they were totally defeated. After that, for a long time, in spite of being given free control of big portions of Eastern Congo, the ADF problem remained degraded to an intelligence and diplomatic problem. So here, for you to understand Ugandans, I would like to introduce those three words. A military problem, an intelligence problem, and a diplomatic problem. Because this is what these three words must be harmonized. When ADF was trying to, when they attacked us in 1996, when they attacked Mpondwe, they were trying to be like a military force. Army to army. And we quickly destroyed them. So they ceased being a military force now. So, if they are no longer a military force, where you can use military as the solution, what then do they become? They become an intelligence problem. It is now a problem of looking for a needle in a haystack, as the English say. Okunonya empiso in the grass. But now, in this case, also involving diplomatic, because this pistol you are looking for is not in Uganda, it is in somebody's farm. It's not in your farm. So, military, intelligence, just to locate, but also diplomatic. Because these people are not where we have got authority. They are in somebody else's area of control. So therefore, when you are discussing, because I see people discussing, oh, really, they really discuss. You can see somebody becoming real an authority. But nze kubayamba ko tubanange munaba mwogera ku nsonga zino. Know what is what. Military, intelligence, diplomatic. So I think that would help people to intelligence problem, because those who are able to defeat them, like UPDF, need to know where they are in Congo and what they are planning. That's what intelligence is about. To know where they are, who they are, and what they are planning. Because when they were, okay, I'll come to that. In other words, the eyes and the ears. So in other words, we need the eyes to see like those images you saw. Those are called overhead images. They can be taken by aircrafts, by UAVs, by satellites. We can take those pictures like the ones you saw there. So those are eyes now up from above, by day and by night. But then you can also have ears to hear, to hear. The eyes and the ears. Both the eyes and the ears can be human, meaning informers, or can be technical machines. You can also add the nose to smell the evil people, i.e. the canine, the dogs in tracking. Sometimes our people don't use all this, because when I was in Barregi, dealing with the issue of the cattle rustlers, I was quarreling with the police. Why they don't use dogs? Dogs are very easy, very, very useful. You remember the people who were killing people in Masaka after the elections the last time? We finished all of them. They were all arrested, helped by the dogs. Because the dog can't go wrong. You introduce it to the scene of crime, and that's why I would like to appeal to you Ugandans. When you get an incident, don't rush there, all of you, and because you interfere with the Obanyankole call it oborari exinde, those organs of cutie exinde, the trucks. Yes, keep away. Don't all rush there. What? Let the police first come and nani. So the intelligence, eyes, ears, and the nose to smell. The smelling is done by the canines, the dogs. They can't go wrong. Since, however, they were the terrorists, so the ADF were given free control of Eastern Congo ever since Battalion Number 23 handed back the control of Bunia town to the Uruguay contingent of the UN in April 2003. They built some numbers and built big camps, as you have seen above. By the time Operation Shuja started, ADF had about 2,000 fighters. This was on the 30th of November 2021. They had started to again pose a military problem to the Congo army by attacking some detachments and even attacking the detachments of the UN, like when they attacked a Tanzanian detachment on the 7th of December 2017. All this was on account of the diplomatic problem of the Congo government not allowing us to assist them with the ADF when neither they nor the UN have the capacity. This is what His Excellency Tshisekedi did in 2021 when he allowed us to attack the ADF. Since they had made the mistake of establishing big camps, we quickly degraded their strength, and they have now either fled to beyond our limit of exploitation, where we are allowed to operate by the Congo government, i.e. Beni Erengeti Commander Bunya Road, or they have broken into smaller groups, like the one in Marika Valley, south of the Mpondo Kasindi Beni Road, from where a small group that killed our grandchildren at Nyabugando Secondary School came from. In other words, within Uganda and the area west of the Rwenzori Mountains for a distance of about 70 kilometers to the west, as well as the Virunga National Park, ADF is no longer and can no longer be a military problem as long as the diplomatic problem of the Congo government allowing us to help them is maintained. We can also follow them beyond the present line of limit of exploitation when the government of Congo allows us. Therefore, the residual problem of ADF is an intelligence problem to locate where the remnants are and what they are planning. Because now we have the other two. We have the military. If they try to be big, we see them quickly and destroy them with all those means we have. The diplomatic, His Excellency Tshisekedi has now addressed it. So it is now remaining the intelligence problem. But this time the intelligence, because there are smaller numbers, the other eyes in the sky may not see these small numbers. So you need another way of locating the small numbers. So we already have good capacity in this area that we have used to degrade the ADF from a military force to a mere band of terrorists only looking for soft targets and armed people to kill. Why not attack a detachment of the army? Why not attack a police station? Why not ambush troops on the move if you are a fighter? They no longer have the capacity to do that. Why? We degraded them. We need to, therefore, fill some gaps in intelligence collection, and that will be the end of ADF, both in Congo and Uganda. Attacks like the one of Nyabugando are on account of the relaxation in the area by the security forces because the area had been peaceful for a long time. Actually, as I wrote in my earlier piece, they had tried to do something similar north of the Rwenzori Mountain in Ntoroko on the 13th of November 2022. 51 of them entered Uganda in the area of Rwebsengo to do exactly what they did at Nyabugando. However, the Wananchi saw them, quickly informed the army responded quickly, and 26 were killed, 25 were captured, 37 guns plus 7 IEDs were captured. In my executive order number 3 of 2023, and in an area directive of the 19th of May 2023, I had ordered the putting in place of police units of 18 persons per sub-county with some motorcycles to help them respond to calls of distress anywhere in the sub-county. I thought of the number of 18 because I wanted 12 to be regular armed police, and then the other 6 would provide the CIDs, etc. The 12 could be organized in squads of 4 each. One of these squads to be on standby, ready to move immediately to the area of need. These people on standby should be fully dressed, guns nearby, motorcycles fueled, ready to move any moment. This solves 2 problems. Number 1, they guard the police station so that you do not have situations where a police station is attacked by surprise because everybody was stand down, not ready. Secondly, they are ready to move out to respond without loss of time. Another squad should immediately come out to guard the station while the 3rd squad is resting, sleeping, so that they get fresh. They change every 8 hours. I saw somebody called Kabugo. There's a lady called Kabugo saying that the police had taken long to respond in the case of Nyabugando. It is possible and likely because they were stand down, not alert. Maybe not dressed up, maybe many of them off duty. I direct Elizabeth Kutesa, my police advisor, to investigate and report on that issue of the police state of readiness in the area of Mpondwe in 3 weeks. However, with the implementation of the executive order, even in peacetime, because this business we have had peace here for a long time, so we are all relaxed, should not be there. There should always be a standby group, even in peacetime. However, with the implementation of the executive order, even in peacetime, there will be a group ready to move to answer a call of distress. If there is a terrorist threat in the area, we upgrade the situation by recruiting LDUs per parish. You see, like the situation of Nyabugando. First, there was total, I suspect there was total stand down. Stand down in the army means not ready, relaxed. So I suspect there was total stand down in the area. Because when we say stand to, get ready, you are dressed up with your boots, with everything, with your gun nearby. In some cases, you are in the trenches if you are near if it is a field camp, or if it is like a police station, you are ready. But if you are not ready, something happened, then they come, then you start dressing up, then you lose time. You lose time. So therefore, I am directing the police. I had already directed them about the 18 per sub-county policemen. And we have the numbers. Get me my calculator. Because the police force is now 53,000. So if you put 18 policemen per sub-county, the sub-counties are like 2,000 something. That will be like 36,000 policemen. So you have the numbers. You should put them there. So that this business of delaying because people are not ready, because if you have 12 people, you break them into squads of 4. 4 armed and ready to move. But they need some pickies, quick movement. Then when they finish 8 hours, another 4 come and stand by. Then when they finish another, the other ones, the rest, then the other 4. So in that way, you will be combining peace without stand down. Because now people, our security people confuse peace with stand down. Because there is peace. So I want to check what this Kabugo lady was talking about in the case of Mpondwe. Because she said that one of the children walked to the police station, then they didn't respond. Yes, they may not respond because they are not ready. If you come, then I started dressing up. Tying shoes around takes time. So therefore, now, but if, so first of all, I think they may have been stand down. But besides, if there's a real threat, we shall not only have the police and the army, we shall also have LDUs. Because that's how we defeated the ADF in the mountains. We had the LDUs. So those who panic, like this monitor paper, who try to cause panic in the people. Oh, yes, there's a problem because we are near Congo, which is perpetually harboring those people. Unfortunately, there was some gap here, and they exploited it. But it will not continue. Now that we have a shock, we shall react. And if we react the way we have reacted in the past, what will they do? Yeah. We have the army, we have the police, now stand by, we have the LDU. Why would anybody who has seen what has been done in the past cause panic among people? Really? Didn't you remember when we had bigger problems? When people were in IDP camps? How can you say situation is out of hand unless you are an evil person wishing for people, or you are ignorant? If there is a terrorist threat in the area, we upgrade the situation by recruiting LDUs per parish. Those terrorists of Nyabugando would never have gone back if we had put these measures in place. It was just a gap that is closable. Nevertheless, the Nyabugando terrorists have been followed. And now I was talking to Major General Dikolum. From that time, 12 of them have been killed. This particular group, 12 of them, and the commander, so-called commander among them, who had an Acholi name called Rubanga Kene, was killed among the 12. And 10 guns have been taken from this particular group. I got this from Major General Dikolum just before I came here. Here I had put less numbers because I wrote this a bit earlier. When there is a threat of terrorism or even ordinary crime, all the residents in the sub-county should have a toll-free sub-county police telephone number, which people under attack should ring. You see, for instance, it was just like the girls. The 20 girls, were there 20 or 17? There was 17 and 20. These terrorists attacked the dormitory of the boys first. The girls were not attacked, but they remained shouting That's what I heard. They didn't run away. They just remained in place shouting, because I think they thought people would come and rescue them. But if they had scattered, these people would never have got to them. But they stayed in one place until they came and shouting. You can see this was just what the Baganda say. Echekango, techimanyi muzira. Echekango, when something comes as surprise, even a brave man can panic, according to the Ruganda. Echekango, techimanya muzira. Even the Banyankore have a similar proverb. They say, they say that omukaru is the meat you put on the spit. Now, if you throw it to a dog, the dog may run away. Run away from meat. Because it thinks that you have thrown stone at it, when in fact you have thrown meat at it. So, surprise. This was definitely. But what I'm saying, that requires of a check that requires should end. We should always have, you implement my order, have standby group 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but in squads. One squad is on standby, the other ones rest. So, and here I'm talking about now the coordination now, the coordination. How to coordinate on anti-terrorism, but also ordinary crime. When there is a threat of terrorism, or even ordinary crime, all the residents in the sub-county should have a toll-free sub-county police telephone number which people under attack should ring. When there was in Masaka area, a group of criminals called Chidawarime. When the Chidawarime group attacked people in the area of Masaka in 2018, on New Year's Day 2018, these people, criminals in Masaka, attacked people there. This was the initial problem. The problem of coordination. Because in the villages, when there's a problem, you make a nduru, alarm. And everybody would hear in the village. They would come. Now, the nduru of today is the telephone. You ring the concerned group to come and respond. But if you are not well coordinated, that lack of enduro can also cause loss of time, and these criminals get away for some time. So when the Chidawarime group, this boy was called Chidawarime, attacked people in the area of Masaka on New Year's Day 2018, this was the initial problem, the coordination, the nduru. The criminals, using the noise of the disco that was in the trading center of Kisaka, tried to attack the home of Mr. Katerega, which was nearby, who was headmaster of a school in Mubende. Fortunately, the house windows had steel bars, and the wife refused to open. The people in the house were making alarm, but the disco noise from the trading center was drowning it. The wife, of course, had a phone. I say, of course, because everybody in Uganda has a phone now. And she rang her husband in Mubende, who then rang the RPC in Masaka, etc., etc. Such a long chain of alarm making wastes time. Fortunately, the criminals failed to enter the house of Katerega because of the Mtayimbwa, and somebody heard the alarm and responded. The thugs fled and killed a retired police officer by the names of SSP Dennis Sebugwao and 4 others on the way. However, one of the thugs lost his way and was arrested by the Wananchi and lynched, leaving some information behind. The police was now aware of the identity of the criminals, but not where they were hiding. However, the villagers were now alert, because I visited this area on New Year's Day, 2018, and we talked about to the people, we told them to be ready to ring now. Instead of the woman ringing the husband who is in Mbende, who then rings another policeman whom he knows, the communication should be within the sub-county, from the victim to the police of the area. Instead of that long chain of... However, the villagers were now alert. On the 10th of April, 2018, you see, the other attack was in January. This was now 10th April, 4 months after. On the 10th of April, 2018, the gang attacked a house in Mukono village, Bukurura sub-county, occupied by a nurse, Nachambade. As they were struggling to enter, Nachambade rang the officer by the names of Stephen Twinomugisha at the nearby police post, and she threw away the phone. After ringing, she threw the phone because she didn't want the criminals to know that she had rung. She ran to far, threw away the phone. As the thugs were entering her room, as the criminal, Chidawarime, was now ordering Nachambade to undress etc., the police arrived and shot at the thug that was outside the house. Chidawarime was forced to abandon his project of raping the victim, tried to run, but was gunned down. So this was just communication. Communication. Nduru going to the right place in time. The whole gang was eventually wiped out. The criminals and the terrorists Uganda continues to face, given the strong foundation of the NRA UPDF, are easy to solve, given the defeat we inflicted on the militarized versions of the counter-revolution in the forms of Konya and ADF, original and the external backers. Because these people, we defeated them long ago. The fact that they can no longer operate as a military force. Mubibinja, they can no longer operate in groups. Mubibinja, Oba Obubinja, they can no longer operate as in Mubibinja, not even as Obubinja. Now the only way they can do is individuals. And why can they not operate in Ibinja? Because they know to do so is death. Because then we can see you more easily, and we deal with you. We have the capacity to deal with you. So now, the way is to be in smaller individuals or smaller groups. So it is now. So what do we remain with? If they can no longer operate as military groups, what do we need to deal with? It is just a case of alertness. Number one, intelligence gathering, and coordination between the security forces and the public. Jemirimo jetulina kwekusomozebwa. Alertness, intelligence gathering, and coordination between the forces and the public. That's what happened in Toroko on the 13th of December, 2022, when the 51 came to kill people. They wanted to do the same in Toroko like they did in Nyabugando. But there, the identification happened quickly. The army research was informed, and they didn't waste time, and action was taken. And the whole group was wiped out, 51 of them. 25 were also killed, the other ones captured. Therefore, in conclusion, the attack on the children at Nyabugando by ADF does not mean strength, but great weakness. They cannot attack an army detach. They cannot attack a police station, and they cannot attack soldiers on the move. The only people they can attack are the unarmed people. How can that be strength? Nevertheless, what they do is reprehensible, inhuman, and so unfair to the victims and should not happen. Who are the people to stop these brutalities? Uganda, working with the countries of the region, using the military, intelligence, and diplomatic means. I'm going to call the National Security Council in the coming, maybe next week, or if there's time, because I've seen some people moving around, like I saw one RDC in Chejegwa closing United Discourse. Abana Uganda twagala nnyo okusanyuka. Abana Uganda bagala nnyo okusanyuka, abazzukulu kubasibira mu nyumba. We are going to discuss it. It's not necessary. This is not such a big force, such a big nani. So put my executive order in place. Police. I can see. Is that Katsugazi? Put my executive order in place. Be standby. Have the communication. And let the Wazukuru Basanyuke have their things, but tell them what to do in case of. Because I don't think ADF is but we shall discuss it. We shall discuss it more formally and issue a written order. ADF is being wiped out. On the side of the Uganda population, all of us need to be involved in wealth creation through PDM, the myoga, the commercialization of agriculture, and the industrialization, so that our children and grandchildren do not remain available for these manipulators to misuse by being recruited into ADF and other shallow groups. Because many of these children who join these groups, they join them partly because of misinformation, but also partly because of poverty in the homes. And that's why I want all the, and I'm very glad I talked to the Muslim sheikhs the other day, that all the families need to be involved in wealth creation so that they have income and the children are not desperate, staying with the uncles, staying with what. That's how they get lured away, because they have some discomforts at home. So I thank you and I wish you good luck.